Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the Art of Davi YouTube channel. And today we'll talk about HEEZ, or at HEEZ031. I found three South Korean character artists on Twitter, and I was trying to, I wanted to make sure that I found all three because these people, like there are three specific guys or chicks or artists. They don't really have like a super large portfolio, but the pieces they put out, it's just very different and it's very unique. And it's so funny, not funny, but it's interesting because all three of these artists have a very similar style. I'm guessing because sometimes they'll also retweet each other's posts or artwork. So I'm going to assume maybe they're from the same school, the same background or something. And yeah, they're obviously all in Korea, South Korea. So maybe they're from the same school, art school, or maybe they attend the same workshops. I'm not really sure, but it's so interesting because they both, or not both, but all three of these people. I mean, I'm sure there's more, perhaps, but so far I found these three artists. I will only be discussing one of them today. I will make this a quick series. So they will all be consecutive posts or art reviews of these specific artists with a similar style. So for the first guy, we'll talk about HEEZ, or HEEZ031. I will link the links, by the way, in the description below. So obviously they have a Twitter account and they have an ArtStation account. Now, even if the portfolio isn't massive, if you look at the character or the level of rendering and detail, it's pretty freaking amazing. And I've noticed too that they don't do a lot of texture work. It looks like there's texture, or it looks like there is some kind of texture, but if you really zoom in, there's nothing. Basically what I'm saying is that they don't seem to use texture brushes. It seems like they just paint it directly, and it just so happens that they're so tedious with, I'm saying it right, where they're so fine or detailed with it that it looks like it's textured, but in reality it's just a very amazing solid rendering. And it's not just the rendering, it's also the drawing or art style. Obviously a heavy emphasis on character design, which is, maybe they're doing this for a game, I'm not sure. But this is interesting. This is a character sheet, obviously one pose to kind of illustrate the entire character, or the vibe at least, and then you have these front, back, sideway views. Very classic concept art type of stuff. So these are more like power styles, or like how she's supposed to be, attacking with this big mechanical gun axe. Very interesting design. But anyway, I'm not really a concept designer, but I do appreciate these kinds of character sheets because they're very designy, and they look very, very professional. So that's pretty that's pretty much what I'm trying to say here. But let's focus in on this chick a bit more. And I mean, bruh, like it's so nice to look at. And I've noticed too that the backgrounds tend to be either white or black with these character concept art pieces. And it's usually just one major piece. Like they will bank on just one master kind of pose or character pose. And then that pretty much carries the entire design of this character. Like everything else doesn't have to be detailed. So all of the rendering, all of the effort, I think, goes into this one solid badass piece. And I've noticed too that they do tend to be smooth. And I think that's why I mentioned how there's not a lot of texture in the work. Yes, they don't use texture brushes, it seems, but also like the way they render, and you can tell by how they do the armor or how they do fabrics or any kind of folding kind of clothing. It's very cleanly rendered. Now if you zoom in, I'm sure You're going to see more of the brush strokes, but I'm not sure how big they do these types of illustrations, but it's very fine. If you can see it, obviously, hopefully you're actually watching. It's very tight, and it's something that I appreciate it, but I'm not used to it, you know? Let's find the guy with, this guy is cool. If you zoom in, like sometimes for this piece you can actually see the brush strokes a bit more. I think it's this is a bigger photo, I believe. So definitely heavy investment in the beginning when it comes to drawing out the character. You want to make sure that the design is right from the onset, because the way you're going to render this is going to be very it's going to be a long process. The design is super cool. It's kind of like an ogre elf kind of guy. And again, look at the way this I'm going to assume this is some kind of blood or something. It's just painted in, right? It's a bunch of random strokes, and it just has a certain aesthetic to it. I mean, focusing on the pants here, look at how the folds are done, how they're rendered, the way the lighting is kind of spread out all throughout the different shapes within the pants. I'm really interested in the way they do their folds, especially when it comes to their costume or fabric designs. I mean, yeah, the metalwork is also cool, but it's obviously a bit more like solid, more smooth, but it's these intricate like folds in the gloves and this kind of what do you call this? It's kind of like the thing you put over you. It's I can't remember, but yeah, even the way the scars or the dents are done in this metal piece, even the reflections, it looks like it actually does a good job of suggesting the material it's trying to portray, while still looking artistic and painted. And that's something that I think is it has to be recognized. And look at how you see a bit of red here coming from the clothes. I mean, look at how even the body, oh my god. Now the traps are amazingly huge, so that's nice. Even this details right here, by the way, for the biceps, like these kind of stitches, right? Even the way the openings or these holes are done, it looks so natural. But again, if you really zoom in, I feel like they're just using a basic brush. For the body, you can see a bit of some of the original brush strokes, I believe, like the pencil sketch maybe. I don't see a strong use of line work. I mean, it's there, but it's not like black, like comic or manga style. Like it's supposed to blend with the colors with the rendering. Because I've seen works where the inks are a bit too strong, and it kind of takes away the value of the rendering. And I think these people like to bank on the rendering dominance, right? And it's so nice to look at. And even if they have just a few pieces, it looks so amazingly well done that you don't really need anything else. Or you don't need much, because sometimes I come from the side of produce as much as I can. It makes sense if you're very sketchy or if you're focusing more on composition and such, but if you're doing something like this where it's so detailed or so maybe not well, a bit of detail definitely, but obviously if it's rendered to this level, you don't need much pieces to show your skill set. I mean, with one character alone, you can demonstrate your superiority over the inferiors. Right? Look, if you're like me, you're a bit sketchy, you're a bit impressionistic, you're kind of going with the flow, let the piece speak to you. That type of loser shit. But this type of artwork is very impressive. I mean, the design that has to go before this, and making sure the line work is okay, and obviously the actual rendering part, it's not going to be easy. Look at these folds, bruh. Even if it's just one color, like gray, it still has a lot of variation in terms of value. I don't really see a lot of saturation difference. I do see a bit of like blues here coming from somewhere in the background, some backlighting perhaps, and you can see it also in this kind of backpack of his. But it's impressive. It shows you that even if you don't really have that much color, I mean, there's hardly any saturation in this piece. Now, the only colored part that has some life would have to be the bluish part right here, and even that looks dead. But even if it's that way, why does it look so nice to look at? But this one reminds me of one of those Naruto like headbands. I haven't seen the. I mean, I've seen a few episodes, but I don't really follow the anime. But I've heard it's pretty nice. Anyway, yeah. So look at the variation of values with the metal work, with the gun, with the shoes. I mean, everything. You could just summarize this as a gray piece, but it's the rendering, the variation, the intricacies of the values that really make this piece pop out of the plain white background. And I think it makes sense because if you have a piece this amazing or this rendered, like the moment you add a background, it's going to be way too much, right? So besides, if you're doing character art, obviously they expect you to do character art. You don't have to do the backgrounds, and again, it can overwhelm the thing you're actually trying to portray. And in this case, it's going to be the character. And again, look at how there's hardly any texture. Yes, you can feel that this bluish part is ice, but look at how it's just painted in. I don't see a lot of like wild texture brushes. These people definitely are not impressionists like me, or because everything is just so tight and detailed. Even the way they do the face, it looks so Korean. If you've ever seen like manhwa or like Korean types of art, they tend to draw the face in this way. Like they have a specific pretty boy, pretty girl kind of face, and they've done it so much that they've pretty much owned the freaking style by now. There's some power demonstrations here. A nice character sheet. Front view, back view, side views, weapon designs, some details for the sword maybe, or for the armor. Some emblems, and again, they pretty much bank on everything else is kind of rendered simply. This one seems more sketchy and actually more impressionistic. And it makes sense because they're trying to capture the impression of the way the attacks are done. Maybe this is for a game or something, who knows, but yeah. So yeah, they will have this one big piece or one main piece that's just super rendered and super tight. And it's kind of the banger piece. It's the money shot. Is that a heart? Anyway. Where's I think my favorite piece would have to be the buff guy. Oh my god, look at this. And I think they're usually focusing on just one major like this is a warmer piece, you can tell. The coolest thing here, cool meaning like cold or blue, is the greens, and it's actually kind of a complementary theme. The red here for the arm cover or sleeves and the gloves, and these pants, it's complemented by the green. You can see it if you try and look. It's not as saturated. It's almost becoming gray to a certain extent, but it's still green. So obviously green and red are complementary colors, so they can help balance out your piece. And obviously the thing that ties everything together, or the solid contrasting point, would have to be this amazing, buff kind of muscular. Look at that scar. Look at how that scar was rendered in. And again, if you focus in on this piece, hardly any texture. I mean, I'm not sure if the mixer brush was used. I've noticed that these artists, they tend to just use the soft brush if they have to do like softer parts, but even that is not as common. They just paint it kind of like Feng Shui style, where you keep painting over it until it becomes smooth. Kind of like Feng Shui, Anthony Jones, like these types of concept artists. They're very direct in that way, and I do like it. But it's more about the rendering. I'm not really experienced with the actual character design phase where you obviously come up with the ideas and then do the line work. It's a bit much, and it's out of my league. But I want to be able to try this kind of a level. Because maybe it's kind of my opposite. It's like my natural rival, these highly rendered types of detailed work. Even this kind of thing looks cool. So anyway, that's it for this artist. Oh, did I mention this guy? Again, complementary, red and green. And then the thing that ties it together is this white uniform. I mean, look at these boots, super nice. And I love how there's like a gradation of values, especially for these fabrics. Like, it's kind of smooth, but you can tell it's not totally like you can feel the bumpiness of the shoe, right? Even the way the folds are kind of pinched and pinched in certain areas. So nice to look at. The way the shadows are done. It's so intense. So anyway, that's it for this artist. I do recommend you check out their work. Check out Kim Heeji. I will link the art station and the Twitter page. Oh, we'll check out this piece. I forgot these two. Oh wow. Let's zoom in. Oh. Look at how tight this piece is. Very interesting, lots of reflective elements, and it looks very somewhat realistic. It has that sense of realism in their work. I love the way the human anatomy is done. It's still stylized, but it looks sufficient, it looks correct. Even if you're pulling the proportions a bit, obviously it's more anime, manhwa style. It still works. I also like the way they do their hair, the way it's rendered, and obviously the shapes. I've noticed a lot more sharper. Oh, I think I already reviewed this chick. Sorry. But yeah, so that's it for this art review of Kim Heeji. I will link the links in the description below. I will be talking about the two other artists that have a similar style to Kim Heeji in the following art review videos. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Bye.